So what are you doing and why? Lisa, why don't you talk to us about the employee engagement approach at HS2 a little bit more, and then I'll come back to Paul and see if there are similarities or differences.
Yeah, so what we do at HS2 is we run biannual baseline engagement surveys. So by way of tracking and monitoring this, we have action plans in place. So based on those action plans, we then sort of introduce the you said we did approach. So we run those action plans. We look at what we monitor them. We look at then what our directorates, our business areas are focusing their energies on, and those are what we sort of work with WorkBuzz on. We look at highlighting what are those areas of focus, what's going to really impact your engagement the most. So we run biannual surveys. We also run pulse surveys. So that really is a check-in to see sort of measuring how well we're doing against those areas of focus. And what we also do is run bespoke surveys depending on what the business needs is at the time. So an example would be hybrid working, employee wellbeing, health and safety, or it might be just a particular business area that wants us to focus more around their engagement levels if they've got a particular different setup, for example. I've mentioned the fact that we've implemented an employee value proposition model recently, which focuses on some success factors. So what we've done is we've used those success factors to align that to our question set. So we've worked with WorkBuzz to ensure that all of those success factors are aligned to the questions, as well as the say, stay, strive questions. And then also what is our business focus, and also what's going to have the biggest impact on engagement. So that's what really we use when we're talking about engagement surveys. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment.
Just a sort of a corollary or follow-up, I'm just curious about the pulse surveys, because obviously those can be more set and more focused on particular issues or concerns. So what sort of topics, welfare, health and well-being, do you think about, particularly the onboarding process and whether people are experiencing the organisation as you promised it, or do you think about levers and exits to find out what may have gone wrong, or what you might do differently next time? Is there anything like that in the pulse approach? Or
yeah, so you've just took the words out of my mouth, Neil, actually, because that was what I was going to say next. So what we're doing at the moment is we're looking at implementing the onboarding and exit platform. So we're working with WorkBuzz now to start implementing that. So it really is having that full sense of employee experience from hire to retire. So we've got that sort of in-flight pulse surveys, which do focus on business needs. So that might be around leadership, it might be around well-being, whatever is, particularly for HS2, we've been doing a lot of work around goals and missions. So it might focus our energies around that. But what we're looking at now for this year is introducing that onboarding and exit interview survey platform, which then gives us that full holistic view really of the employee experience from hire to retire, which we're really excited about.